Hi, I'm Stephanie Bolton. In this series, Learning to Write and Writing to Learn, I'm sharing sentence-level routines that help students build knowledge through writing. Today, we'll look at an introduction to sentence expansion. This routine is well worth your instructional minutes. First, question words guide thinking. Students learn what kind of detail belongs in a sentence. Second, oral rehearsal supports writing. Students say the sentence out loud, hear if it makes sense, and then write it with more control. Third, modeling builds independence. Because the steps stay the same every time, students can eventually run the routine with less support. This routine also explicitly models syntax. Students hear and practice how English sentences are put together. We start with question words because they give students a simple way to add meaningful details to a sentence. Today, we are going to start working on sentences and how to make our sentences better and more detailed so that the people who are reading our sentences can learn more about whatever we're writing about. So the first thing we're going to do is brainstorm a list of question words. These are the words that we use at the beginning of questions a lot of times. What are some of the question words? Callan? What? All right, so I'm going to put right here, what? Tell me the sounds. Ooh. Oh, I'm not ready for the next sound yet. That's the w. T. That's a question word. What's another question word? Perry? Who? Let's put it right here. Tell me the sounds. Look at that. Oh, hang on. This is the what sound? And then ooh. Look at that. In this one it says, and in this one, what did it say? W. Same spelling, different sound. All right. Those are the main question words. Let's read them. Who, what, where, when, why, how. So when we're writing a sentence, we could ask ourselves these questions, and the answer would help us add more details to our sentence. So that's the first thing we need to keep in mind. Sentence expansion means we begin with a kernel sentence, a simple sentence that's true. Then we add one detail at a time using a question word. All right, eyes where? Eyes there. Right here. All right, so turn your body this way now. We just talked about the question words and how we can use those question words to help us make better sentences. So this is an activity called sentence expansion. When you have expansion, it means you get something and you make it bigger or longer. We've been talking about measurement too. So we want to take a little sentence and stretch it out with details to make it more interesting. So if this were our sentence, we're going to expand it and stretch the sentence out to make it more interesting. That's what we're going to be doing. And our question words are going to help us. As I model the process, students learn how to jot notes that could answer the question words. Today we started with when because time words are an easy entry point. Because we're doing this later in the year, we're starting with two question words, when and where. Earlier in the year, I would introduce this with one question word at a time, practice it for a while, and then add the next. Let's read this sentence right here. I was thinking about our reading dog this morning when I wrote this. We call this a kernel sentence. That means it's a super short sentence that does not have a lot of details in it. Okay? Read that for me. Ready? Read. The dog sat. Not very interesting, is it? No. So we're going to answer two question words to add some details. Notice the line right after the question word. What do you notice about those lines that I drew right after the question word? What do you notice? Chloe? Well, I'm not going to write my whole sentence there. The dot means to jot. Say dot, jot. Do you know what jot means? It means, okay, tell me, Lowry. Yeah, to write something down quickly usually. If I say, oh, I'm going to jot that down, that means I'm going to write it quickly. When we see a dotted line, we're not going to write a whole sentence there. That is for us to jot a note. And a note is not a complete sentence. It's just 1, 2, maybe 3 words that gives us our idea. So the first question is when. When did the dog sit? Thinking about what we've done first thing this morning. When we ask the question when, what kind of answer are we expecting? A time. When means we're going to answer with a time. It doesn't have to be an exact time like 8 o'clock. It could be a time of day, or a time of the year, but it's something related to time. When did the dog sit? Turn and tell your partner what you think. All hands. You see all of them. Straight elbow. When did the dog sit? This morning. Would that be accurate for all of us? Okay, so I'm going to write my note here. I'm going to jot my note. Do I need to start it with an uppercase? No, because it's not a complete sentence. I'm going to write this morning to answer the question when. When did the dog sit? This morning. Is that the only thing you could write there? No, but that's what I'm going to write for hours. And do you know what date that would represent? It would be October 10th, 2026. If we wanted to say that, could we say the dog sat? Why couldn't we say the dog sat for October 10th, 2026? Is that in the past, present, or future? It's in the future. So if we wanted to say that, we would have to say the dog will sit, because sat is in the past. I know, there's so much to think about when you're writing. Okay. Some natural opportunities come up to discuss other aspects of grammar and writing. For example, we talked about what counts as a when detail. It could be the time of day, the day of the week, or a phrase that signals past or future. Where? Where did the dog sit? Think about it. It may be different for different people. Turn and tell your partner, where did the dog sit? Okay, let's get some ideas for where. Where did the dog sit? Everett? In the bed. Callan? In the library. Banks? At school. Lowry? In a comfy place. Jenna? In the office. When you went to read to the dog, you were in the office. Hudson? On the cushion. Any of those would be great. So let's let the tip-top dog pick what we write. Where did the dog sit? You can pick yours, or if you want to put another place the dog usually sits when they come, you can do that. In the office, because when Jenna read to the dog this morning, she was indeed in the office. All right, sounds. I, n, the, v, office. A, I, s. Now we're going to put it together to make a longer expanded sentence. We are going to tell when and where the dog sat. Now I have a little trick for you when you're putting a sentence together. If there's a when, that's how you begin. If there's a that's how you begin. Yes, when you're writing a sentence, if you're going to be able to answer the question when, you want to start your sentence with that information. So the when in our sentence is this morning. All right, hands in your lap, eyes on the board. All right, I'm going to start my sentence with this morning. I'm starting a sentence now. So what kind of letter at the beginning? Uppercase. Tell me the sounds. Z, I, s. This morning. Capitalization and punctuation are embedded, so students practice writing complete sentences the right way every single time. Then you actually need a comma. So you start with the when, and then you have a little comma right after the when. This morning, And now I'm going to go and put my kernel sentence next. Do I need to start it with an uppercase? No, because now we started our sentence a different way. So this is not the beginning of our sentence anymore, is it? Now it's in the middle. So I'm going to do a lowercase. The dog sat at. Now we're not done because we still have to answer the where. This morning the dog sat, what should I say next? In the office. All right, here I go. In the office. And what do I need at the end? A period. All right, now we have our expanded sentence that gives us more details. I'll read it, then you can read it. This morning, the dog sat in the office. Your turn. Ready? Read.
This morning, the dog sat in the office.
Which sentence do you think is more interesting? The dog sat, or this morning, the dog sat in the office? As we build the sentence, we reread together and compare versions. The goal is not just more words, it's more meaning. No, you don't have very much information. When you read this sentence, can you make a better picture in your mind? Yes. And when you're writing, you want to help your reader make a picture in their mind with details. So we're going to be working on expanding our sentences like that. Okay? Next, we transfer the same routine from our chart work to paper. I'm still modeling, but students are doing more of the thinking and generating the details. Okay, what is the kernel sentence, everyone?
Bird sang.
Okay, when? And we're making this up. It's not based on anything we know, so we can be creative, but we want to answer the question when, and that means it's going to be related to time. Think about what you would say for when. Turn and whisper it to your partner. As you're planning this activity, it's very important to anticipate student responses. This will help you be prepared and ensure that you choose an appropriate kernel sentence as well as the best question words to help expand that sentence. All hands
Up.
When did the birds sing? Everett? In the morning. Perry? In the evening. Banks? In the afternoon. Callan?
At nighttime.
At nighttime. Maddie?
Before bedtime.
Before bedtime. Okay. Amelia? At midnight. When do we think birds typically do the most singing? Let's do a quick vote. In the morning. Okay, hands down. In the afternoon. Hands down. In the evening. Hands down. At night. Okay. Could I say something like in the springtime? All right, so there are lots of ways you could answer it. Since most of us agree that the most common time for birds to sing is in the morning, we'll use that in our example. But you could have used those others. So tell me the sounds. I'm going to write in the morning. Dotted line. So dot means jot. That means I'm not writing a complete sentence. In the morning. In the morning. Why? Think about that one. We haven't answered the why question before. Why do the birds sing? Turn and tell your partner what you think. All hands
up.
Why do the birds sing? Lullabelle? To communicate. Ooh, 10-finger woo for that big word. Ooh, nice. Mario. To wake us up. Olivia.
Maybe to like communicate so that they can bring back food so that they know.
So what does communicate mean? Yeah, but it may not even be through talking. It could be through singing. It could be through a look. Like if I were to look at you like this, am I communicating something? Yes, but I didn't say it. I was communicating with my eyes. So there are different ways you can communicate. So I heard communicate a lot. I think we should include that. So let's put for the why, to communicate with each other. Okay. To communicate with each other. Ooh, communicate. This is a big one. When we spell big words, we need to break them up into pieces. Just like eating that pizza, we can't eat the whole pizza at once, one bite at a time. Communicate. Mu. Na. Kate. Eight. To communicate with each other. Each other. All right, now let's put it together to make our sentence. When we have a when, that's how we begin. When we have a when, that's how we begin. We won't always have a when, but if we have a when, that's how we begin. So how should our sentence start? How should our sentence start, Kayla? When we have a when, that's how we begin. So what should we say first in our sentence? Start with the when. Exactly. We're going to start by saying in the morning. Okay, so here we go. Should I start with an uppercase?
Yes.
Because I'm starting a? Okay. In, the morning. In the morning, and then after the when, we need a comma. In the morning, what should I put next? Olivia? Let's see if that would sound right. In the morning, to communicate with each other. So what do you think we should put right before that? That why? Don't forget your kernel sentence. Look at the tip top. Do you see it, Olivia? Say it. Let's see if that would sound right. In the morning, birds sing to communicate with each other. Yeah, it's like putting a puzzle together, isn't it? All right, let's try that. Birds sing, uppercase. Why not, Eden? We just had an uppercase. Is this starting a new sentence? No, so lowercase.
As I write, we all say the sounds in the words as I spell. So the sentence work also reinforces encoding and phonics.
Two. I think I can fit two in right here. Communicate. Eight. To communicate with. Each other. And all right, I'll read it and then you can read it. In the morning, birds sing to communicate with each other. Does that sound like a good sentence?
Yes.
So much better than birds sing. Boring. Put me to sleep. Not interesting at all. Let's do that. All right, now read the good, detailed, juicy sentence for me. Ready? Read.
In the morning, birds sing to communicate with each other.
That was beautiful reading, too.
Sentence expansion is a structured routine that helps students build meaningful sentences one detail at a time. Over time, students don't just write longer sentences, they write clearer sentences that show what they know. In future videos, I'll show you how we connect this routine to our knowledge-building curriculum. Students can use this sentence expansion routine to write from shared content, which helps them reinforce and build knowledge through their writing.